Uh-oh.
Yep, we're back. We're back. We're back. Um, were you were you one that fell for the Star Wars world? Did that ever become big to you, or was it just another sci-fi franchise?
I was introduced to Star Wars when I was 9 years old by my dad, and if you can imagine trying to get a 9-year-old, a 7-year-old, and a barely 4-month-old try to sit them all down and watch Star Wars.
Oh,
Yeah.
he was a glutton for punishment, wasn't he?
Probably somewhere around
Yeah.
5.
Yeah.
I love the universe and everything. I did their MMO for a little bit, but it felt kind of shaky. I liked it, but I was like, I think they could have done more. I haven't played all that many other games. From what I've seen in this short, preview and showing off their studio and their game, it does look pretty awesome. It has great potential to be awesome.
Well, let me put it this way. I don't think that we will see a bad game come out. I think they probably learned a lot from SWTOR, which was, Star Wars Online, whatever it was. And Disney and Abrams and crew are kind of committed to doing it right, movie-wise. I'm not so sure about this whole spin-off shit that they plan on doing, but I think when it comes down to the games, DICE is no slouch. They can pretty well pull off, some excellent work if they want to. And this could actually be the game franchise that just propels them to the top of the A-list. So it'll be interesting to see. Now, as everybody knows, on April 12th, we have the debut of Season 5 of Game of Thrones. And one of probably the most iconic things and something that has been done in so many different ways is the opening of the show. We've seen everything from Minecraft and everybody doing that opening sequence and doing beautiful. I've even seen steampunk versions of it, just done beautifully. But what if it was Legend of Zelda done as the opening of Game of Thrones? Sort of like this.
Well, first off, I don't think Zelda has a brother she can sleep with, so...
I know right now that if Yoli was here, she'd be going... She's a big Zelda fan. She is here too. Nicely done. Nicely done. I have to admit, that was nicely done.
Unfortunately, I was not able to concentrate on the visuals because I was honed in on the music.
Yeah.
That was very well mixed between the two scores. Very well.
The thing that gets me, and I'm kind of really happy with the people behind Game of Thrones, is that they are allowing this kind of remixing to happen. Because they could shut it down real quick. All they got to do is throw out a takedown notice or sick the lawyers on them, and it would never happen. But they have been more than open to people doing stuff like this, or and even just amateur attempts to redo it in different ways. And I think they deserve a big thumbs up for that one. You know, I think it's pretty awesome. But what did you think of this combination of Zelda and Game of Thrones Outlaw?
I liked it. I was hooked on the visuals more than the music. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of a space cadet with most things. I'll admit I get distracted by like shiny objects. So I liked it. Like, and it's awesome that yeah, they could stomp all this, but I think they'd have such a backlash.
I see. Here's the thing.
From it.
If they did it now, they would have a backlash. If they had done it from the very, very beginning, they wouldn't have a backlash.
Yeah.
But they've set a pattern of being very open and accepting of this kind of stuff. So yeah, I think it's really kind of cool. One story we covered a little while back was the return of Conquer. But coming at us in a little different way. It's not really being done by... Thank you very much, Outlaw, for hosting us. Yes, you're a sweetie. It's coming through Project Spark, which is a Microsoft world development thing, game development thing. It's very, very interesting. Anyway, we did play a video once before, but it was more explaining what was happening and what it looked like. And I know Red Mage, he kind of went, oh my god, I want that. And so we have another, an actual trailer for the game. It's Conker's big reunion trailer. I just wanted to throw this in because, like I said, we have covered this story before, and I know that Red's around, so, you know, Red, this is for you, dude.
And me.
And you. Oh, yeah, you were the other Conker's person, weren't you?
I got
Yes.
you. You're done for.
I've never played it, so
I'm no hero, okay? I can't fight them. Watch their movements. Go when safe.
all about that bass.
Yeah.
No. You need pay top. Otherwise, no get it. Oh.
So the 23rd of this month, I guess Conkers will hit the gaming circuit, and we can all return to our little corners of memory where he was a favorite. Now, like I said, Project Sparks is almost like a game development platform that anybody can develop on. It's very fluid, very full featured, and you can do. It's not just games, but you can build shit. You can do whatever you want on with Project Sparks. It's actually really cool stuff. Now, if they're bringing back an old character like Conker, and how old is he, Karaida?
Not sure.
Because I know that he has to be at least from what, the early 2000s, late 90s. But he was popular. People loved. He was a wisecracking.
2001.
2001. He was a wisecracking, smart-ass squirrel who just was hilarious. He was more hilarious, I think, to watch and listen to than to play. But if they're using something like Project Sparks to bring him back to life, I'm kind of wondering what other games we could see the same thing happening with. Because like I said, Project Sparks, it's a platform. You can do whatever you want on it. If you had a chance to use Project Sparks to bring a game back to life, what would your game... And I'll throw this out to chat as well, so listen, chat. If you could use Project Sparks to bring one of your old-time favorite games back to life and update it, what would it be?
I'd do a D&D tabletop,
It would
like
work.
immersive style.
Yeah, it would work. That would work very easily. By the way, Outlaw, have you played Tabletop Simulator at all?
I have not.
Because there's a lot of D&D games for Tabletop Simulator. So you might want to check that out on Steam. It's actually really cool. Anyway, Karida, yours. What would be your pick?
I am not gonna say TIE Fighter X. I'm not gonna say them, even though I want to. But, so many good things.
We've got Mega Man, we got Banjo-Kazooie. The Jurassic Park NES game. That would be another one.
We'll go with Star Tropics.
Star what?
Star Tropics.
Okay.
An old NES game.
So we're bringing some old console games into the.
Actually, take that back. Secret of Mana 3.
Half-Life 3. Yeah, funny guy. Ultimate Online. Yeah, so that's one thing when I first saw Project Sparks presented at E3, it was E3. I wasn't sure what to think of it, but when I started reading more about it, what they wanted to do with it, it was like, this is fertile ground. With people with imagination are going to have a lot of fun with this. This is like, and I think it would be something that someone like Fioli would even enjoy, because you could have so much fun artistically with it. You could do it. It's a lot of fun. Anyway, the other big news, I don't know whether you guys were following the nonsense that Square Enix was doing over at Twitch with their 3-day reveal of the new game that they were going to launch, and then it leaked yesterday that it was actually Deus Ex, the next one. Can't kill progress. This morning, bright and early, we got a trailer for this new game, and I gotta say, it's looking pretty rockin'. So have a look, guys, at the trailer that's being released for. Let me just cue it up. And there we go.
Peggy 18.
This has got me excited. Gotta admit.
It must be Tom Cruise. He's running somewhere.
We are human beings. Each and every one of us. This must not go on. This injustice must end.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me!
Sometimes, you just have to let go and embrace what you've become. They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives, controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance any longer. We will not be herded into ghettos and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply. So much pain. So many lies. Their darkness must end.
This should be your fight as well, brother. The promise of
Got
a
a
golden
strong
age is
tip
over.
hand.
So yes, that is the next in the series of Deus Ex. I said this morning when I played, is they got to do something about changing that domain name. Deusex.com. I don't know if you noticed that or not, but
What are we, 13? Dang.
I don't know whether either of you were players of the last of the games. I was. I loved the last one. It was a good game. I actually might even fire it back up again, just take it a run through before this comes out. Any thoughts on what you saw, or is it? I definitely don't think this is up Karida's angle, is it?
I'm actually considering trying to go grab all of the past ones and start working through them.
Wow. Okay, that kind of caught me off guard.
What?
For some reason, I just didn't think this would be a game that was up your alley.
I like cyberpunk stuff.
Okay.
I just never took the time to deal with or to get into the Deus Ex stuff.
Okay. Well, when it comes to that genre, Deus Ex is probably one of the best. It really is. I don't think anybody's come close to what they've done. I can't even pronounce the company's name. Eudis? Anyway.
Edith's.
Yeah, Edis. What do you think, Kat? What was your thoughts on that?
I like it. It's a good trailer. I really need to just raid Yumade's gaming library and maybe try it out. Because he buys these, I watch him play it, and I'm like, okay, it looks fine, but maybe I should try it out. I might actually like it. Well, that's how I got into Assassin's Creed. So
yeah, well, if you liked Assassin's Creed, there's probably a good chance you will like Deus Ex. Whatever. I say Deus Ex, but people laugh at me when I do, so fuck you.
Thanks.
I love the series. The nice thing about it is it's always a good mix of shoot, stealth, and social engineering, for lack of a better term, because you can do all three with your character. So I always found that an interesting mix for a game. It gave me all the three parts that I like about that type of game. So that was always good. Now a little bit of news for folks. Apparently we talked about this. I think it was maybe 3 weeks ago, about YouTube supposedly going to a subscription format for some of its stuff. At that time it was just rumor. Well, it has now been confirmed that at some point in the near future there will be a subscription button or whatever they're going to call it showing up on some of your channels, and I guess it will be for the channels, not the videos.
That has actually already been there.
What's that?
Actually paying people money to subscribe to certain channels that they have.
Yeah, they did an experiment with it. I remember that, and we didn't hear much about the results of it, but I guess we have now. It must have worked. But word of the new service came to light earlier today when Bloomberg reported on an email sent to video creators that said, by creating a new paid offering, we'll generate a new source of revenue that will supplement your fast-growing advertising service. Google later confirmed that the report was legitimate and the revenues would be shared. While we can't comment on ongoing discussions, giving fans a choice to enjoy the content they love and creators more opportunity to earn revenue is always among our top priorities. Now, the subscription fee has not been set, and there's no word on when the new service option will be rolled out. The notification of the coming change was sent out to content creators in order to give them sufficient time to review and agree to it in their terms of service. Now, I haven't seen anything pop up for me yet.
I thought their thing that they experimented with was not that you could pay to get rid of ads. It was you could donate directly to the YouTuber's channel.
Yes.
But now they're like, oh, well, you can subscribe and get rid of ads.
Yep. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's
how much
basically
fucking money does Google think they need?
Here's the thing.
all of it.
Here's the thing. It's called Twitch. It's working.
So
for
they're
Twitch.
running scared.
In this space, you're damn right they are. Because when it comes to live, I'm not talking about VODs or playthroughs. I'm talking about the live streaming aspect of this. There are a large number of markets that Twitch beats out YouTube. It's bigger than YouTube when it comes to live streaming. So yeah. And plus, there's also we're also expecting an announcement at E3 that they are revamping their YouTube Live offering to be centered around gaming. So yeah, they are running scared because it's a market that they've already got the YouTuber playthrough market tied up. Okay, that's theirs. I don't think there's anybody around that can take, I don't care what Daily Motion says or how much they whine, there's nobody that's going to take that market away from YouTube. But live streaming is hot. That's where everybody is looking right now. And your competition's big money. Your gaming company's willing to do above and beyond money-wise. Like, you can't tell me that Twitch didn't get money from Square Enix for what they did in the last 3 days. Like, I would bet the budget for those 3 days from Square Enix had to be totaled in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, of which payment to Twitch was probably a portion of it. So yeah, YouTube is, in this aspect, they're behind the 8 ball. They've got to do something, or they're going to start and their worry is what'll happen, because they've already started seeing YouTubers starting to move to Twitch. Mm-hmm. They can't afford to lose those dudes. They can't. So for them, they've got to do something, and that means revamp their live service and give these guys another way to earn money. Now, I would bet, dollars to donuts, that their price will be very, very similar to what Twitch's is. So you're looking at probably $49.99.
Yeah.
Now, what their split will be with the channel owners, I don't know. I'm not, because in this aspect, YouTube's greedy. Because their normal rev share with creators is 60-40. The creators get 40, YouTube gets 60. Which doesn't really seem fair, but that's the way they work it. Because where else are you going to go? But I don't see them being able to pull off 60-40 on a subscription share. I don't see them doing it, because right now the way it works on Twitch, 50-50. Once you start getting up in levels on Twitch, there comes a point where you can negotiate with them on what that split is. So YouTube's going to have to do some serious, competing on this area, which for them is unusual. It's not usual for YouTube to compete. They're always the leader, but they're not in this case, which it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I don't think Twitch really has anything to worry about. I really don't, not at this point, especially now they got Amazon dollars behind them. And I would think there's probably a very good chance right now that the majority of the Twitch engineers are working very, very hard on moving their shit over to AWS. Moving everything to the cloud so they can spin up servers as they need them. And that's Twitch's main problem right now, is servers. They're growing so fast that they can't keep up with servers, and it's hurting them.
Yep, we can hope that they are.
Yeah, we can hope they are. If they're smart, they are. Come on now, guys. You've got the perfect partner for this. It's called Amazon, and they've got the leading cloud engine that is in the world. So use it. Anyway, if you're an Elder Scrolls Online person, or you're thinking that you might want to give it a shot, I guess this weekend, from April 17th, from April 17th to April 20th, you'll have a free weekend to give it a shot and see if it's for you, and then go from there, make your decision. Are you guys going to run and give it a shot?
It's actually for those that played in the beta for my safety.
Wait, so I can't go there and get a free weekend?
From the way I read it, no. It's trying to lure those that played in the beta back over to it.
Well, that's fucking bullshit. Really?
I didn't like the game. You're not missing out on much. So.
Well, no, I realize, because it was plagued bad with shit. But I have one thing to say to Bethesda on this. One thing. Fuck you. Really. Fuck you. This is stupid. It really is. If you're going to have a free weekend, have a free fucking weekend and get new people in there. Get the suckers that are out there that have wanted to try this game but don't want to cough up the money or whatever, without giving it a shot. That's just stupid. Just really, really stupid.
And just to correct one thing, don't really blame Bethesda. Blame Cinemax. They're the ones in charge of.
Okay. All right. So Bethesda, take that "fuck you" away and give it to ZeniMax, and we're all square. There's two stories that came out today. Well, actually, it's one with Zynga. Remember Farmville? That was going to be Zynga was projected to be the hugest game company in the world. It was, and they were going to be worth billions upon billions of dollars. I know they turned down some pretty insane offers to buy them. And then Pincus, who is their founder and CEO, is a bit of an asshole and a jerk, was kind of forced to step down, and they hired Don Mattingly from Microsoft, who had to leave very quickly after his stupidity over the Xbox One and the games that he was making a mess out of. Well, it turns out that he's got another CEO chair to vacate because he's leaving Zynga, and Pincus is coming in. But here's the kicker: on the news that Pincus was coming in, aftermarket, their value dropped by another 8%. So,
it dropped by 10 and then slowly climbed back up where it was only down 8%.
Yeah. So not only have they gone through, I know. Zynga's, like, Farmville, God, that is just the suckiest ass game. And it was nothing, I swear it's their fault that we have such a microtransaction hell right now.
Yeah, I was about going to say, can we just scrub them from the face of the fucking planet?
Yeah, I'm much of the same feeling, because after Zynga you got King, which came in with Candy Crush, and you had Flappy Birds with Rovio. Where's Rovio now? They're basically...
Rovio was Angry Birds.
Yeah, Angry Birds, sorry, Angry Birds. I got the birds confused, it happens.
Flappy Bird was just too much for his, developer.
Yeah.
He's just like, no, I gotta take down, guys. It's too much.
Yeah, I've only made $80,000 in the last week and a half. I gotta take it. I can't deal with this. Yeah.
But in Angry Birds wasn't really a microtransaction heavy game. It was get it, play it all you want.
Yeah. But the fact was, thank you, Fioli, for the host, dear girl. The fact was that first it was Zynga that was declared as the big boy on the gaming market now. And then suddenly, it didn't matter where you turned, you saw Angry Birds. Whether it was on t-shirts, plushies, on the face of the moon, or whatever, you saw Angry Birds. And it was declared this was going to be the next big one. And then, King came along with Candy Crush and started suing the shit out of other, games that had candy or had Crush in it, and lost a few, but they're all gone now. In terms of monetary value, they are a shadow of themselves. Their games are basically sitting, fallow, not doing anything. Do you think that there is any, either one of you, do you think there's any longevity to strictly mobile game companies? The same way that there is for PC or console gaming companies?
They've got to open up and really astound us with stuff if they want to have a longevity thing. Start pushing what the graphics in phones can do and the battery life in phones can do.
Well, let's take Zynga. What if they make Farmville, Cityville, Flawville, Xville, Yville?
Which was then there was a lot of accusations were just rip-off of other games.
They were pretty much just reskins of the exact same thing they already had anyway.
Yeah. After Farmville, yeah, that's basically what they were. But Farmville, there was a lot of talk that it was basically a rip of another game. It could never get to court because it could never be totally proven that that's what it was. But there was a lot of talk that it was basically a rip of another game.
But these mobile companies need to find more diversity in what they do.
Yes.
Instead of just finding one little thing that's raking in their money and just reskinning.
But you know what else they need to do? They need to give a fuck about the gamer. Not the dollar. Of course, the dollar is important. Don't get me wrong. I understand companies have to make money. But you don't fucking put your hand up and do a reach around and then go back again for the wallet. And that's what these companies are doing. They don't give a fuck who you are. The more people they can get sucked in as casual gamers, the more money they make, and they don't care if they deliver shit to do it. As long as it's addictive and you're selling to stupid people, they don't care. Meanwhile, gamers are getting fucked because we're getting fed shit games, we're getting microtransaction to hell, and it's set such a bad precedent for other gaming companies that we're still having to deal with it.
Well, also about yeah, they need to take in consideration for gamers, but honestly, I see a lot of the mobile app companies and the mobile game companies, they're like, well, it's just mom giving her kid the phone to play a game on. We don't need to worry about that stuff. So that's their issue. They need to stop thinking like that. It's like, yeah,
you're either a
moms
gaming
do
company,
that.
You're either a gaming company or a wallet raper.
Yeah.
That's that's your choices. And if you're a gaming company, then be respectful of the gamers. Don't try and fuck them every time you turn around. If you're a wallet raper, then go right ahead. Do your shit and deal with the stupid people so the gamers can get back to doing what they love doing. That's playing games. Playing games, who remembers Postal? Remember Postal? Yes, Postal? Postal? Postal was the original blatant, violent, for no reason, kill everybody game. It's
God, they tried so many times to get that game banned.
Yes. It was the concept was basically, remember when U.S. postal workers were going around killing their co-workers? Go postal. That's where this game came out of. That whole mentality of killing your co-workers. But apparently, I guess Google Play's having none of it. Google Play rejected Postal for listing in the Play Store. For gratuitous violence. Do you believe it?
Yet they have Grand Theft Auto, Carmageddon.
But Postal's too much gratuitous violence.
Google. Do you know how many of your own employees want to play this game?
Yeah, because they've got a lot of coworkers that they want to fucking knock off. But apparently, I guess Google Play introduced a new age rating system last month, making apps subject to greater scrutiny than they were in the past. Additionally, Google's support document notes that apps that include gratuitous real violence are not permitted on Google Play.
Here's the thing. Why don't these companies take a page out of South Park? Because when South Park did their bigger, longer, and uncut movie, they sent every time the whatever is in charge of their ratings or whatever, every time they said, no, you can't do this, no, you can't do that, they sent it back worse to the FCC. And the FCC was finally like, screw it, take the first version. Just, if I ran a game company and I was getting strong-armed, it's like, fucking amp it up, guys. Amp it up. We gotta get something through here. Send them worse things.
I don't even understand where Google's coming from this. I really don't. Like you pointed out, Karate, some of the games that they've got on there already are just as gratuitously violent. I don't understand this move.
I don't know either. The best I can think of is they have whoever threw the hammer on this one, possibly someone that was against the game in the beginning.
That's what my thought is, and that's the problem, because we've seen that happen at Apple. Okay, Apple's probably got the most fucked up system for getting apps into the App Store, because you never know. You literally never know what's going to get in and what's not going to get in, and for what reasons. And now Google's going down the same road? Who the fuck are these people to be our gatekeepers? I mean, really.
What does bacon mean by somebody getting bullied? Is the developer getting bullied or the person in the game getting bullied, and that's why you quote unquote go postal.
I don't know. I've never played the game.
He's talking about a video that he linked.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
All right. So it's not. See, video games can be violent. That's what we like. We like our fucking shoot 'ems. We like our FPS.
Days like today are why I need violent video games.
Because we got to find some way to burn off the fucking steam from a bad day, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Well, I don't know. Like, yeah, there's nothing wrong with that, like game-wise, but I think they're tying into, well, it's just, well, your mailman hates you because every time he comes to the door, your dog, has a big load of, like, fucking poop just waiting for him to step in, and then, he shoots it up. I think they're thinking, oh, well, it's okay in Grand Theft Auto and other games because this person already has a criminal history, so that's okay. We can show that. But if it's just, Johnny 24/7, a normal guy going like crazy on people, that's where it gets out of hand.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, but when you say due to gratuitous violence, that includes any kind of gratuitous violence, regardless of the game. If a game has gratuitous violence in it, I'd like to know how they fucking qualify that. I really would. How do you qualify gratuitous violence? Like, really, how do you do that? Who has the right to judge that? Like,
I would say Saw is gratuitous violence.
Yes. Human Centipede, other than making you want to puke. But this goes back to, I don't know if anybody remembers the famous pornography case that ended up in the Supreme Court. And basically the justices said that we do not have the right to judge what is pornography. That is up to the individual. And the floodgates opened, and pornography became something that anybody could, basically get, with a brown paper bag or whatever. But there was a move to outlaw it as well, and it went all the way to the Supreme Court. Now, I'm not saying postal is going to end all the way up to the Supreme Court, but at some point, someone with deep pockets is going to have to say enough is enough, and this gratuitous violence bullshit that you're trying to lay on us, declare what it is, and then let's go to court.
I don't know. It kind of sounds like when dear Nancy Reagan went off on all the musicians.
No, that was Tipper Gore.
Oh, Tipper Gore?
Tipper Gore. Remember the famous Frank Zappa appearance in front of the Senate? This is the same thing. You guys, until you can qualify, until you can turn and say, this is what gratuitous violence is, and provide evidence that this is, it has an effect on people or whatever, then you don't have the right to do this. You just don't.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that. It's bullshit. It's literally bullshit. Now, another one that we covered yesterday. I think it was yesterday we talked about this. Do you remember when the game Far Cry and Crysis, right? Okay, well, Crytek is a company the software gaming company that created those games. They also created the Cry engine, which is what their games are based on. They also license it out for other people to use. Last part of the year, last year, they were in deep financial trouble, to the point that they had to stall work on Homefront. They couldn't pay some of their employees. They had to shut down, I think it was a branch in England. They were in deep trouble. And then all of a sudden, about a month later, they sort of announced, but it wasn't really an announcement. They said, we have just completed one of the biggest licensing deals of the company's history. We're fine. We can get back to work. Everybody's happy. But they didn't tell us who did it, who the deal was with. it came out yesterday, or the day before yesterday, that it was Amazon that did the licensing deal to the tune of $50 million.
Amazon's getting in bed with everybody.
But here's the thing, and this is what puzzled, the crew that night. What does Amazon need with a game engine that they're willing to license it for $50 million? Because that's not chump change.
Secretly, they are developing Skynet.
Well, that wouldn't surprise me with Bezos. Anyway, one of the posts up today, it says, earlier this week it was reported that Amazon had spent $50 to $7 million to license CryEngine 3. There was no word on why Amazon was willing to part with such a large sum of money. While this deal will help save Crytek, what's in it for Amazon? Looking at what they have now, neither the Fire TV Stick or the Fire TV are powerful enough gaming engines to even run the original Crysis. The only mobile device that might have the power is the rumored successor to the NVIDIA Shield, which will be powered by the Tegra X1 chip. Amazon's Fire TV box has been out for a year now, so we're due for a hardware revision. At least judging by what they've done for the Kindle Fire tablet, Amazon already has a fairly powerful piece of hardware when it comes to mobile processing consoles. While the 3-year-old Adreno 320 isn't cutting edge, it does allow the Fire TV to pump out some relatively impressive graphics. So what the idea is that they've made this deal so they can they can use the CryEngine and the technology behind it in the Fire Stick TV and the Fire TV, so it basically becomes a third console in the console wars.
Wait a minute. I was like 3 consoles, and I was like, who dropped out? Did Nintendo give up?
But I'm still not seeing it. Karida, like, you're a hardware girl. Like, what's your thoughts on this?
I really don't even look at these little portable game things like this.
But why would Amazon go to such a deal, $50 to $70 million for a license of something?
I have no idea.
Like, I am totally and utterly puzzled by this. Kat, do you have any, like, just
I think they just want to
spitball
have
shit?
I think they just want to have their fingers in like everything that they can, honestly, because.
But here's the thing: they could have easily have gone with the Unity 4, the Unreal 4, or even the Source. They're all free. If they were looking for a gaming engine to power these pieces of hardware, or to be included in it as part of their operating system, they could have gone the free route.
Maybe they just like men in power armor. That's all I can think of with the CryEngine is the frickin' big hulky man in the power suit.
This is one I'm definitely keeping an eye on, because this one's got me just puzzled all the shit. The only other thing that we came up with in the discussion, and maybe have some feedback on this. I use this as an example. Remember Apple when it was almost bankrupt? It was almost ready to shut the doors. They were almost done, and suddenly they got a big cash infusion of $150 million from Microsoft. Microsoft saved Apple. Now, my thought was, if Crytek was this close to losing everything, Amazon may have felt that $50 million might be a good deal to keep another really good gaming engine in the marketplace. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't know. But anyway, we're going to take a 5-minute break, folks. I got to refill the water glass here and take care of a couple things. And I'm sure the ladies have some things they got to do. So if you've enjoyed the show so far, you enjoy the conversation, you're enjoying the chat, please hit that follow button if you haven't already. It lets us know we're doing good stuff here. But for right now, we are taking a 5-minute break. We will be back. Where are we here? Let's just kind of get this back and where it's supposed to be. Where's my? There we go. There's a bunch of Blizzard news that came out today, and that is kind of all over the place. But the one I want to deal with right off the bat is the Diablo 3 2.2 patch notes. The patches that have gone out, and specifically, okay. Patch highlights. 3 new treasure goblins have made their way into the realm of Sanctuary. Riches await for those who can catch them. I know it said somewhere, broke down what the different new ones were. While crafting gems and items, the entire quantity will now be crafted at once. You can now increase your blood shard cap level by achieving a personal best in solo greater rifts. 2 new legendary potions, 2 new legendary gems, a bunch of other stuff. But what got me was down underneath General. And it was the third one down. And it says, regular health potions have been removed from the game.
Oh no!
The health potion slot on the action bar is now a bottomless health potion that will heal you for 60% of your maximum life. Now, I'm not a big Diablo 3 player. I'm not a big hack and slash player. I love them. I play them as much as I can. But isn't the health potion kind of a basic mechanic of all these types of games?
I forget to use it sometimes, I'll admit.
They'll probably end up making, or they'll definitely have it on a cooldown, such that'll limit it. But I know Path of Exile does the same thing, basically.
What, they've taken out health because they had health
No,
potions.
they have them, but it's basically a thing if you buy the vial, and it fills up over time through, as you go. Where when you use it, it uses up some of it, and then you have to move around and it refills.
Yeah, but, okay, maybe I'm misunderstanding something, which could very well be. I could be very well just some fucked up old dude who doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. But from what I understood, and from what I seem to remember, like, those health potions were fucking kept you alive, and you know, they were part of the mechanic. You bought them, you found them, they were part of your, your treasure drops, or whatever you want to call them, and they were an integral part of the game. It was like, it was a basic mechanic. And they're just taking out a basic mechanic?
The health potions thing was always pretty much just a gold thing. That's all it was. And so now, instead of you always having to buy them, you just have them there, but it'll be on a cooldown and limited to how much you can use at once. So same thing, and just no need to actually go buy the things.
So this is actually then, because like I said, I read this morning. It was like, what the fuck? They're changing a basic mechanic. I don't understand. Like,
it's net zero.
It's net zero. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I feel better then.
Because usually what any of us would do is just stack hundreds of little health potions in there, and so we are pretty much unlimited anyway.
I don't know. I've gone through a good stack of them and died.
Yeah, but they were still so fucking cheap, it wasn't funny.
Yeah, true enough. Well, not in Grim Dawn. Grim Dawn, they're expensive as shit. Anyway, the other interesting news that came out today regarding Blizzard had to do with World of Warcraft and their WoW tokens. Now, in case anybody's not clear, Blizzard through World of Warcraft instituted what they call WoW tokens, which you can buy from Blizzard for real cash, or you can buy at a special section in the auction house for in-game gold. And the purpose basically is to buy your subscription time, buy playing time. That's the basic reason for it. Nothing fancy about it. But they went on sale today, and they started selling them today, and the WoW tokens will be purchased for $20 or 30,000 in-game gold. The latter two prices can change with in-game market, however, and it has. You can now buy WoW tokens for almost 25% off their original price. So they go literally like hardly on available at and they suddenly have to, they're losing money on them. Like, I don't think that's really a good start to the WoW tokens. Do you, Karida?
Not really, but we're still paying $20 to get a little digital token that somebody else can buy for gold to get game time. You're not really going to be guaranteed a stable number right now.
True. And like they said in this, the 22,631 isn't really a lot of gold either. For a new player, it probably seems like a lot, but this is a 10-year-old game. You can get it with no problem, really.
Yep.
But yeah, so the dip might be temporary. It might come back, or it might continue. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, I just thought that was kind of interesting. The fact that no sooner than on the market than it's losing money. And I just thought that was kind of funny. If you are a Civ 5 player and you are a Far Cry 4 player, you can now join the two together through a mod for Civilization 5. Basically what it does, the mod started out as an April Fool's joke, but actually leads to a pretty interesting Civ. Crya earns gold from exploring ruins and gains bonus gold from owning artifacts and working antiquity sites. Curviat replaces the crossbowmen with hunters, who are a bit weaker but are invisible in forest and jungle and aren't slowed by rough terrain. Their infantry replacement, the Royal Guard, can also be used to excavate antiquity sites. I thought that was brilliant. That's an awesome mod.
I agree. That guy's fucking scary.
Well, have you played?
Yep.
You played Far Cry
Yumade
4?
has
Yumade
played
has?
Far Cry 4.
I haven't played it. I don't have it yet. I don't know if I will get it. But no, throat's going. What do you guys think of this kind of idea of taking the idea of one game, modding it to fit another game that is totally different genre? Totally different genre. Like you're going from an FPS, first-person shooter, through to a simulation game.
Just don't put
Somebody
Berserk
needs to mod
there.
in the Mushroom Kingdom.
The Mushroom Kingdom. I'm missing that one.
That's Mario.
Mario.
Oh God! No, don't do that. Seriously, I only have one thing to say that. Fuck you. Really?
You know
Funny
you
as
want to
hell.
see. You know you want to see Game of Thrones characters
Okay,
modded
now
in
that
here.
would be interesting.
They actually have it.
Do they really?
Yes.
Oh, dude, I've got to get back into some Civ.
And including the map where it is entirely Westerns.
Okay, that is awesome. That is really awesome. I like that idea. That works for me. I think that would be. God, I love Civ.
And now a bunch of people are running off scrambling to look at the Steam Workshop to find it.
I know where I'm headed afterwards. But yeah, I love that. God, I love modders. I really, really do. Like, what was the thought process? You know, you're playing Far Cry and you know you're killing shit, to suddenly turn around and say, "I want that in my Civ 5. I'm gonna mod that."
Screw me over in Civ 5.
Yeah. Like, what's the thought process for that kind of thing?
Maybe they're just getting bored of like the AI that's already implemented in it. So they're like, put somebody else in.
Yeah, because the characters right now in Civ 5 can get pretty stale. Especially if you know, like, I have like 3 or 4 that I like playing a lot. I like Bodokai, Pancello, and I sort of switch between Queen Elizabeth and some American president. I don't know which one. I think it was George Washington.
There you go.
What? Where? How?
The link that I just posted.
Oh, cool. All right, I'm gonna have to make sure I don't lose that in chat. But yeah, I just thought that was really cool when I saw that. I really did. Are either of you big into like huge PvP battle type games, like, you know, Battle Royale or whatever that you can get in some of these FPS survival games?
I would play Planetside too.
I haven't tried Battle Royale. It looks like a pain in the ass to install on Arma 3.
Oh yeah, you're the Arma 3 girl, aren't you? I forgot that for a minute. Yeah. Well, you're more in than I am. I'm down like you. Anyway, there's a new game called Squad, and it is it's from the team behind the Battlefield 2's Project Reality mod. And basically what it is 100 player battle, PvP. 50 versus 50. A new massive scale first-person shooter has appeared in the Steam Greenlight that is the work of a team of ex-Battlefield 2 modders best known for Project Reality. Squad is a 50v50 tactical shooter that looks to take Battlefield formula and redefine it in a strictly more Arma-like manner. Built in the Unreal Engine 4, the tactical shooter is set in environments based on real-world locations mapped out with geographical information system satellite data. 9-man squads will hopefully eliminate lone wolf style play, and the diversity of roles should encourage working together to make a team that can deal with all situations. We have a trailer. You had to know we have a trailer. Had to know that. So here we go. This is the trailer for Squad, or it's their green light announcement.
Personal invoice.
Positional.
Oh.
Well, let's go. Game on, game on.
Like, I love that these games offer squad, but nobody works together unless you're on TeamSpeak.
Enemy contact 255 request. That's not point in the village.
There's one at that gate over there. I mean at the door. There was a guy at that door.
Patrol company.
even have the friendly dance.
People are still joining in right now.
All right, yeah, let's hold up.
So anyway, that is Squad. What do you guys think?
You're definitely not going to have people working together unless you have friends that want to play it. Just saying. Trying to work with a squad where nobody communicates. It's just like...
Is it too big? Like 50v50, like that. That's a lot of people.
Yep.
I've been in bigger.
Well, now. Doing what?
Two full platoons on, actually more than that, 2.5 platoons on Planet Side 2, on your side, and that's just your outfit.
Show off.
What?
So, okay, what do you think of this idea of Squad, Karada?
Interesting, but it won't be something that I'd pick up.
Just out of curiosity.
Simply because the setting. I have no interest in the real world style combat stuff. Planet Side 2, all over. Unreal Tournament, love it.
What about you, Kat? Like, what's your feeling on this?
It's going to have to impress me a lot before I give up Arma 3 for it. And with 100-man PvP matches, it's about finding the people to fill those servers. It really is.
Like
and
that's my thought. Like it's like it's okay. It's a brand new game. Like, Planet Side 2's been around for a while, so I can understand why you would have a lot of people there. But a brand new game, you're jumping right in with 50v50.
I hope at most that is the max, and then they have lower from there. Like, I hope that they didn't pigeonhole themselves that way.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how successful that idea is going to be. I really don't. I personally think it's too large for a new project. I think if they'd gone in with maybe smaller groups and have that as an option, like similar to what you're saying, like have smaller, PvP groups. I just think having 100 right off the bat for a new game, I think that's a little too ambitious. I really do. It makes for great marketing, but I think it's a little too ambitious. Little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5 information, news. I know a lot of people are waiting right now for that magic flip of the switch so they can start downloading it. I know it's already pre-downloaded for a lot of you, but you're waiting for that magic switch to actually be able to install the game and get playing. Rockstar has promised to launch updates and DLC for Grand Theft Auto 5 on PC and console at the same time.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's going to be difficult. Speaking to GameSpot, the development team behind explained that Rockstar intends to deliver updates to PC and console simultaneously. There can be occasional variations in timing based on specifics from one console to another. They added, but PC will not be a separate timetable to other platforms. The developer has not yet announced the plans for future DLCs, but has previously vowed to bring substantial additions to the game's story. That sounds like if they can do it, that's great for the gamer. I'm just not sure if that's possible. Like, I'm not a console player, so I don't know the differences between the two platforms. But Isn't that a little difficult to do for like simultaneously?
I would imagine it made me say, ooh.
Really depends on it, but the biggest thing is just getting the approvals to be able to release it on the console.
Yeah. I don't know what. Well, I guess we'll see when they actually have updates or DLCs if they actually can do this. But I thought it was rather a little bit of interesting news. But I know this next one has just got Cat just ready to start scratching someone's eyes out. Apparently, what is it? One of the Cassie Cage in Mortal Kombat 10. One of her, I guess, finishing things in her fights. Fatalities. Involves taking a selfie.
Because one of your dads, whatever his face is,
I actually approve of this one. And this use of a selfie.
Okay, we have a video of this supposed feature. Let's have a look at.
Funny as hell.
Let's have a look at this.
Yay!
Cassie wins.
And you actually see other fighters and stuff commenting on it. It's a Facebook thing.
Really? Really?
Yeah.
Okay, Karada,
It is absolutely amazing.
You have to give me your reasons why you think this is a good thing.
Okay. Assuming Cassie Cage is probably the daughter of Johnny Cage, who was this big movie star, superstar, and basically showboating guy. And she's following in the footsteps on that and using the fame, most likely, and absolutely falls right in with character concept.
But if we go into the universe of Mortal Kombat, the tournament itself isn't known to a lot of average Joes. So putting yourself in that mindset and then somebody takes this picture, it's like, oh, did she murder someone? Why is that a good thing? Who are all these weird people saying it's a good thing? What's going on?
You also look at the name of the social media thing. It's probably just a social media for other people that know about the tournament.
I would hope so.
Social media is called Friendships.
Yeah, it's a fake social media network, made basically just for in-game. But
well, I mean, it's not even a social media thing in-game. It is literally just for this splash screen.
Yeah.
It's a selfie.
Yeah,
it's funny as hell.
It's still a fucking selfie. Enough.
I don't care. I think this is amazing.
Shit.
And I will fully admit, I was pretty much not thinking about picking this up. And then I actually saw this. I was like, okay, this is back in the style of Mortal Kombat that I'm used to. I want this game. Because it just pulls stuff out of left field and just makes you go, what the ever-loving fuck was that? And then you just die laughing.
I know, Kat, when you saw this in the show notes, it was like an instant.
Well, the whole selfie in game stuff needs to stop. Whoever came up with putting it in games, it's like, back off. We get enough of it in other forms of social media. So it's why? Why?
You know where I first saw it was in Landmark. It wasn't so much a selfie, but you could post shots of your land or the world around you directly to Twitter and Facebook. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That has to fucking stop. Keep my games the fuck out of, keep social media out of my games. Okay? If I want to share something, I will actually physically, grab the screenshot. I will save it for later and then go and post it if I want to. I don't need the game doing it for me.
What makes this little bit so amazing is the fact that they are making fun of the whole selfie thing. It is a giant middle finger to the whole concept. You have to understand the way that Mortal Kombat thinks whenever they're putting these things together. It is one huge middle finger to it. It's so over the top and utterly ridiculous.
What do you think,
It's
Kat?
satire.
Like, I get where they're going. I get the idea. It's just...
So,
I mean, yeah, it's part of the character and everything. And, I mean, I'm not going to pick up the game. I've never played the game. But it's just... I don't know. I put myself in that universe, and it's just like... It's not something that I would see... Like, yeah, she is Johnny Cage's daughter or supposed daughter, but it's like... that's not a fighting style, and that's not something, I would hope Johnny wouldn't want his daughter to do that.
Oh, please, he's probably already doing it as soon as it came out. He's a fucking peacock. He really is.
The other game that I was really disgusted to see that went this selfie route was WoW. And I will be right back. I just gotta do something. Right back.
WoW having this selfie thing is utterly ridiculous. It's just stupid. But this little bit is not something, or from what I can tell, is not something you're sharing outside a game. It's just here, we're going to kill a person, we're going to post a selfie.
Yeah. Like, I get the
Utterly
satire and everything.
Ridiculous and funny as hell.
Sorry about that. I had to get my roommate to get her dog to go out. WoW. Like, why in the world would WoW include taking fucking selfies and then automatically, no.
It's the next big thing.
I don't give a flying fuck if it is.
We gotta hump it into the ground.
Like when I saw that Blizzard was doing this in WoW, it was like, dear God, social media's jumped the fucking shark. Really, that's what the feeling was. I don't know, people. Okay, chat. I'm not sure if I've been. It's making fun of selfies. WoW does selfies. First, let me take it. Yeah, nice ninja loot. At least now a dozen more murders will take a selfie with their victims and post it to Twitter afterwards. Some people dig graves, others post selfies. What is this more of a marketing thing? Like, for example, with WoW, or was this trying to?
I think they're all trying to have fun and make fun of the ridiculousness of it, but then people take it too seriously, I guess, and then they're like, oh, well, it was meant to be a joke, but I guess we'll give everybody duck feet for the month. Like, I don't.
Here's the thing. I know that after WoW did that, there was at least 2 or 3 gaming site blogs that said, send us your best WoW selfies. So that we could have no! Like, that's just plain fucking stupid. I don't know. Anyway, that's my opinion. What do you guys think about the Kinect? when it comes to gaming and the Xbox? Do you think it's like, I like the idea, like from a tech point of view, and I'm going back to my tech roots on this. I like what the potential of the Kinect, because when they first launched the Kinect, it was like hardware geeks around the world just went ever loving nuts and started doing all kinds of really cool stuff, to the point that you had doctors using it in surgeries. You had people creating, mobile chairs for paraplegics. Like, they were doing incredible stuff. But that was not Microsoft's original intent. It was supposed to be for the games. That was the original intent. Everything else was kind of bonus gravy. But it never... Why didn't it take off as far as gaming was concerned?
Because everyone wants a holodeck.
Very good point. And you're probably right.
What do you mean, probably?
I just got told, guys.
I mean, did you miss the boobs?
Did I miss the what?
Never mind. You're too slow.
Fuck. But anyway, last week, the week before, Microsoft came out and said basically that the Kinect 1 was being phased out, and it's all being merged with the Kinect 2, and its emphasis is no longer on gaming, which got a lot of people thinking the Kinect was on the
Seriously, Red? Go rot in hell, you motherfucker.
What did he just do?
Click his link.
I got this to say.
No! Red, you're so mean.
You got that, Red?
You're done on the show, Red.
You're done.
You're dead.
You're dinner. You're done. Oh, God, you dickwad. But anyway, back to what we were talking about before he so rudely interrupted us, the dickwad. Microsoft has had to sort of come out and say, look, we're not giving up on the Kinect. We're not placing as much gaming emphasis on it.
Good.
You know what I want here? I want a Kinect for Windows here. I really do, because some of the stuff it can do is just, I want to play with it. I want to see how it works. But do you think motion control is a viable way to interact with your games? Because that's what the Kinect was motion control. Motion and video recognition. Is that viable in gaming?
If the developers would get off their asses and stop making it gimmicky ways of implementing it, yeah.
Yeah. They ran into the same problem with the Wii when it first came out. Everyone's like, oh yeah, it's gonna get kids off of the couch. They're gonna play games. Yeah. It's like, yeah, you came out with these games, but they're all like gimmicky and the system doesn't work. And then they did, like, I'll agree with what Streb said. I enjoyed the Kinect for like 1 month, and then I was like, okay, something needs to happen now.
So, what was it more of a problem that the games didn't keep up, or new ones didn't come out that could make use of it properly, or was it just a bad implementation?
It was still very much a new concept, and the developers really were not ready for it, I don't think. Because, I mean, stop and, like you said, look at all the stuff that we've done with it outside of gaming.
Oh,
people use incredible. It for, well, I mean, like some of the drone videos I've shown, like where they're using them to work out their position in real time.
Yep.
They use Kinects for that, just because hardware is already there in one nice, easy little package instead of having to set it up themselves. And it's cheap as fuck.
Yeah, what, $125 for a Kinect?
Yeah.
Like
what you got, it was fairly cheap.
Yeah, it is. For what you can do with that when utilized the right way with software, it is pretty incredible. And like I remember when the Kinect first came out, and when people were kind of going, "Oh, this is kind of stupid," and Microsoft was pretty emphatic. It was a locked down system. They didn't want people playing with it. And then all of a sudden we started hearing all these kind of neat and nifty things that were coming out, and I was half waiting for Microsoft to just start bringing down the hammer. But when they turned around and said, "Go for it, guys," it was like, wait, what did you just say? Did I hear that right? It was the smartest thing they could have done. It probably did more to advance Kinect outside of what they intended than anything else. And that's great.
Yep. I mean, I know I've mentioned this before, but there's another bit of technology out there that is extremely fascinating that...
Are you referring to the Leap?
No.
Oh, okay.
For those that like anime, have you seen the anime Angelic Layer?
Doesn't.
For those that have not, Angelic Layer is basically an anime about this fighting game where you purchase these little dolls and you build your own stats into them. And then whenever you want to fight them, you throw them onto a special table, and through basically a brainwave control interface, you make them fight. They'll move with just based on your brainwaves.
Okay. I'm not sure I'm comfortable with controlling things with brainwaves because there's too many fucked up people out there.
The technology exists.
Oh, I know it exists, and we've seen samples, but that scares the fuck out of me.
I'm meaning one of my friends has used to help do the research on it.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
And it was for medical applications, though.
Yeah, but here's the thing, and I might say this jokingly, but we all have crazy friends. Now, can you imagine them being...
Georgia Tech research assistant.
I don't care who the fuck he is. I'm saying that we all have crazy friends who, if they could manipulate things with their minds... That doesn't really make me feel very comfortable. Game or no game.
You better get off this fucking planet, Cranky, because it's coming.
Oh, I know it is, and yeah, it is a fascinating technology. I'm sort of half joking. But what do you think, Kat, of being able to control a game with your mind? Like, no word of a lie, there was a video floating around, what was it, a week, 2 weeks ago, of a paraplegic woman flying a plane using nothing but her mind and the interface.
It's definitely a good technology in the right hands with the right developers. I would definitely hate to see it in the military's hands. But I would love to see it in the medical field first, helping people that have those issues that are essentially trapped inside their own bodies.
The medical field is where the research was, what it was being done for.
Yeah, but...
specifically, if I remember correctly, this particular bit was to help a lady walk, basically giving either some basically prosthetic limbs that they would actually be able to control with their brain waves and give them full articulation.
Yes, it might have been originated in the medical field, but you can be guaranteed the military is looking at it.
I guarantee they probably already have it. So
Yeah.
they're always way ahead of us.
Like, DARPA is one huge motherfucking black hole of incredibly talented and warped people who can create an event and invent some of the wildest shit that we can't even possibly imagine. Like, they're just nuts in there. I love it. I really do. Like, DARPA to me, like, if I ever had a dream job, it would be to work at DARPA. Because of the things that you would see, the things that you could do, the things that you could play with, you know, it would just be mind-blowingly awesome. It really would. But while we're on the topic of mind-blowingly awesome, either of you two play Eve? No, you know, so you don't really.
I've heard of it.
Yeah. Well, Eve is probably what, the original big space sim. Boring as shit, unless you play it, and then it's not so boring, I guess. I don't know. But apparently, there is a major battle underway. We get these every once in a while in the world of Eve, and they get highly documented, and people are fascinated by them. And not unlike most battles, which we only get to read about in the action, this one is actually unfolding live. And if I'm not mistaken, it's being streamed on Twitch. The battle is between the Mittani-led Clusterfuck Coalition and the N3, has apparently been going on for more than the past couple weeks, and so far doesn't seem to be going too well for N3. The group has incurred more than $2,500 in losses, according to Polygon, and something very just big has happened in the ZXB system, where the current assault is or perhaps was taking place. Status reports from the battle are also being posted to the Eve subreddit, though they tend to be fairly jargon heavy, good for players, but a little opaque for us casual observers. But yeah, so we have another huge battle building. It is apparently the CFC is being led. Let me see, by Sky Marshal Wolf McTaggart, and he's the leader of the CFC's latest military operation. And it's estimated that he has 1,400 to 16 other players at his command for the assault. He's got a fucking army.
Uh-oh.
But that's the thing about Eve, from what I understand. Typically, it's just, you know, it's a space sim. You go out, you do your mining, you build up your companies, you build up your ships. But then every once in a while, someone gets a little pissy, and huge battles can break out to the point that you've got, like, literally, I think the last big one was like 10 or 20,000 ships involved in the battle. Like, it was huge.
Well, it's also about who you can fuck with in your company and who you can fuck over to become number one. Like, I've heard rumors about people just working for like 2 years or more just to fuck somebody and then just take everything out from under them.
Yep.
Oh, you mean like the real world?
Oh, yeah.
And CCP is like, do it.
Yeah, go for it.
If you can social engineer someone out of their account, okay.
And really, okay, I know you're not a big fan of CCP, Karida. You have your reasons, and we don't need to go into them if you don't want to, but the fact is...
I won't go into the reasons why again, but I do, in a sense, like the way that they are hands-off with the game. Like,
that's where I was headed. That's where I was headed. Like, this is probably the most democratic game there is, because the owners of the game are saying, have fun. We'll keep the servers up and running, but you guys have fun out there. And people
as long as you're not running with an exploit.
Yeah.
Okay. And then Frontier is actually even they're a little more strict, but they're still even wide open like that. I mean, you want to go be a pirate? Sure, go ahead.
That, for folks who don't know, is Elite Dangerous. That's the company behind Elite Dangerous. What do you think about this kind of hands-off attitude, Kat? Like, is it good, or is it maybe not so good?
I think it's good. Like, it's like Karita said, as long as somebody's not running an exploit, the company is completely fine with what people are doing, and I think it's good as long as, they're willing to talk to people that are just like, all this stuff happened, and then they're just like, sorry, that's part of the game, man. We can't get your stuff back if it was fair. Like, it's good. Like, I'm tentatively stepping into the waters of Star Citizen, so this is my first ever, like, space thing, so.
Oh, dangerous.
Elite Dangerous, dear. That's the one to try. Oh, you can't?
I love everything that Star Citizen has shown us so far.
However, here's the thing. All of the two games are going to be almost identical. The only thing is different is the way that they do approach certain aspects of it. With Elite Dangerous, you'll actually get to land your ship on the plane instead of cutscenes to land it for you.
I'm
sticking to my guns. I like what I see from
Hey, you do that.
From Star Citizen.
You do that. I'm not a big fan of Chris Roberts. I'm not a big fan of how he's doing his business. But that's my personal opinion. But if the game is what you want, then all the more you. Hey, I'm not here to tell you how to play your games or what games to play. We're here to talk about this shit. So, you're entitled to, if that's your choice, fantastic. But what is it about Star Citizen that got you hooked?
I like being able to actively interact with my ships to the point where I can get out, I can go over to a console, see what I have in my ship, move it to a different ship if I want to, look at the weapons, ride around my hangar on a fucking golf cart that apparently glitches sometimes and will fly off to the second floor and, fall into a black hole and never return. I've never played a space sim, never flown in space and everything like that. So it's very new, tentative waters for me. Mm-hmm. So, but I'm liking what I see from it. And I can't describe it. I'm not very good at it. It's definitely Yu Made's world as far as that. He knows what to say about it, because I have no experience with it. But I've liked what I've seen so far.
Well, then that's all that's important. If that's...
In truth, the big thing that the way I actually think it is, for those that like the genre, get both. Flat out. We do not get enough games in this genre for us to basically go, fuck you to one of them.
Don't get me wrong. I've been poking holes at Chris Roberts for quite a while now, and I've expressed my opinions to the point that I even said I think he's running a Ponzi scheme. But don't take that to mean that I don't want Star Citizen to succeed. I do. There's too many repercussions if it doesn't. I want, like Karita, I want Space Sim. I love Space Sim. That's why I'm waiting so much for No Man's Sky. I want these games to succeed. I want people to be able to play them and enjoy them. Just because I have personal issues with Chris Roberts and the way he's doing things doesn't mean that game doesn't deserve to succeed. It should succeed. It needs to succeed. And it needs people like you who are willing to stick to your guns and play it, and that's cool. I got the utmost respect for you for that, and that's fine. While we're in the topic of space, Space Beast Terror Fright breaches Steam's early access. Don't be put off by the name Space Beast Terror Fright is a cracking little rogue-like first-person shooter, more tense than any Space Marine game this guy's played since Aliens vs. Predator in 1999. The game dumps us into a deserted ship to salvage data from computers, set it to self-destruct, and escape, dodging hordes of aliens that will kill us in one hit, trying to control space by locking doors and activating sentry turrets. It's pretty difficult. It is now on Steam Early Access. We've got a video of the trailer. So let's have a look at it. Come on now, play nice. I said play fucking nice, you little dickwad. There we go. Okay, let's
Goodness.
here we go. This is Space Beast Terror whatever.
It's Doom! I could honestly see it playing this as at an arcade rather than at my computer.
Really, eh?
Is that bad?
No. Okay, this is a little long. I'm going to skip through it, guys. Just a little long on the video.
I'm like, is he shooting at shadows? What the hell?
The atmospherics are pretty good. Okay, so you can see in different colors, infrared, whatever.
I don't know why. Oh, I guess. I was gonna say I don't know why the wall would have been red, but maybe the wall had a heat signature.
Could be.
And if it's blood, it definitely should have cooled by now.
So basically, you gotta be downloading data cores while protecting your ass. How is this roguelike?
Yeah, I'm not really seeing that.
This is more Doom, like you said, Doom-like. Although there aren't very many monsters in it. There's a lot of blood, I guess.
Yeah, they're not really showing us where the roguelike would come in on it.
Okay, one more skip and then we'll... Yeah, so that looks like the basic plan. You've got to download all these data things while not getting yourself killed. So you're stationary. You're an easy target.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, we've had enough of that. Anyway, if you're interested, here comes the Steam Early Access link for you guys to check out. Yeah, I'm not feeling this one.
No.
I'm not feeling this one at all. What about you, Kryda?
Nope.
Nope. She's too busy talking to somebody in chat.
I
Sure.
started looking at him like, don't care.
Sure, ignore me. Huh.
Hey, put interesting topics up. Maybe I'll pay attention.
Oh,
Love you, Cranky.
Oh, that was nice. That hurt my feelings. Anyway, that is the show for tonight, folks. I want to thank both these wonderful ladies, Karida and Outlaw Cat, for being here. I love it when you're both. I actually, you know what? I don't differentiate between my co-hosts because you're all fucking fantastic. You really are. You guys go above and beyond the call of duty so many times. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed the show and you're kind of new here, you're not sure, hit that follow button. Let us know that hey, we're kind of cool. We're kind of doing something right. If you want to help support us a little more than that, the donate button is down there at the bottom as well, or somewhere down that page. Every little bit helps keep the wheels going, and maybe can get me to get these fine ladies a drink once in a while. But for now, we will be back tomorrow at midnight with another Late Night with Cranky and Friends. I will be back in the morning for Morning Coffee with Cranky. But until then, folks, thank you very much for being here. I hope you've enjoyed the show. But remember, as we leave, there are only two important words. Just two. Game on.